Okay, sorry for that brief reprieve. I am headed out to do some errands that have been on my list since last month. And so in just an hour or so, I will in fact be able to cross these things off of my list. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Especially on a Friday. I don't know about you, but I just always get a sense of accomplishment when I can finish and cross off some things off of my electronic to-do list. In fact, I also, keep a running list that I write out, and then I also keep a calendar whiteboard. It just allows me, the more I can cross things off, there's just a sense of accomplishment. Is anybody else like that? Please drop down in those comments. Oops, sorry, I had the radio on. Is anyone else like that? They like to be able to cross off things electronically off of their task list or to-do list. That is me for sure, particularly on a Friday. As beautiful as this one. Trying to get the best vantage point as I learn how to navigate these YouTube streets as a content creator. I'm learning, y'all. So be patient with me. Drop down in those comments and let me know if you are in fact a YouTube content creator. I'm encouraging everyone to seize the moment. Now is the time to do something different, to do something new, to try something on your bucket list. What's on your bucket list? Drop down in those comments. Are you noticing a theme here? And it all begins and ends with drop down in those comments. And let's get my commenting numbers up. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Focus on sharing my YouTube content with someone that you know. Hope that you're enjoying this intentional content. I'm headed to the Department of Motor Vehicles after, I think I've been here, about 8-10 months, so probably 9 months, and don't tell anybody, did not change my driver's license from my prior state of residence. And so I'm trying to accomplish that today. And apparently, so just as a reminder to you all, in the YouTube streets, if you do need to get the real ID, that now has a deadline of August of 2025, if I'm not mistaken. If you do need to get that real ID, which will now be required for travel internationally, if you don't plan to travel internationally, you can still get your state driver's license. But if you are an international traveler, then you will need to adhere and obtain the real ID. I don't know why they've titled that the real ID, but it is the distinction from a regular driver's license, which comes in my state. In the Pacific Northwest, it comes at a higher price point. In fact, $35 in addition to the regular state driver's license. And it requires an additional level of documentation. You need, in fact, 2 pieces of ID, one being a passport that is not expired, and I know this because I have an expired passport. That's been on my to-do list for probably have yet. I've picked up the application from the post office several times, but I have yet to go back and schedule an appointment at my local post office. I have yet to get updated photos. So I'm trying now to accomplish all of these things before the summer months. I'm now told that it is taking up to 3 months to get a passport. So keep that in mind. It's taking up to 3 months to get a passport. And I don't even know if I can do an expedited passport because my prior passport is very expired now. Greater than a few months and greater than a year. So I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted as I get ready for international travel through the summer of 2024. Hope you're making your summer plans as well. It's a cloudy day, but yet a beautiful day. I think the weather forecast is that we'll be in the 50s this weekend. It is currently exactly 50 degrees in the Pacific Northwest. And that will continue throughout the weekend, but there is also a 50%, greater than 50% chance of rain on both Saturday and Sunday. So I'm not really looking forward to that, but I know that just on the other side of rain is sunshine and flowers budding, vegetables growing. And so keep those things in perspective. I tell you what, I am a bit hungry. And I don't know what I'm going to have for lunch. I do need to go back home and eat my own food for better digestion. Because eating in these streets does not do my belly right. Is anybody else like that? That food in these streets just goes through me. And then, you know, have you ever just stopped to look at the food workers lately? When you pick up food or when you go through a drive-through, are they giving meth head? Sometimes I just wonder, and I have to say, Lord, have mercy. So I consequently try not to eat too much at all in these streets because, you know, folk with meth mouth, that is a thing. Google it. Meth mouth is real, and folks who have drug addictions, especially meth users, tend to not have all of their teeth, and consequently they spew lots of spittle and spit are spewed out of their mouth as they talk. And so think about that in food preparation, what that might look like as they are preparing your food. Ooh, Lord, help us all. So I don't know. I noticed that when I was just at the DMV, I did spot what looks to be a new Dairy Queen, and it's a Dairy Queen chill and something, so it's like a whole restaurant Dairy Queen. And if you don't know, now you know. Dairy Queen used to have excellent 100% beef patty hamburgers, and they make a mean hamburger. So I'm thinking about that, but not sure. I'm first going to get to this DMV and get that business handled, because apparently it's going to take 10 days. So I'm praying that between now and getting this application for a new driver's license in this state, that I will not need to travel. I'm not scheduled to travel for the next 10 days before this new driver's license comes. But in fact, the woman verified that they would be invalidating my current driver's license from my previous state of residence, indicating once it's been, a hole has been punched through it, it is not valid. But I've had this happen before. They will give me a temporary paper license, and I think the combination of both. I have had to travel on this before in previous states as I'm waiting for that permanent driver's license to arrive to me in the mail. I have had to use both the voided driver's license from the previous state, and we know it's voided because it has a hole punched through it, and then the paper driver's license, which is an image of what the new driver's license will look like in the new state. I have had to travel on that before and go through TSA, and they used the combination of both and did allow me to travel on those documents, and that was national travel in the U.S. It was not for international travel. So if on the off chance I would need to travel the next 10 days, I think I will still be able to use both of those together in order to travel, improve my credentials. I also have TSA Precheck. I don't know if that's going to help as well, but I'm not scheduled to travel for work, and I don't have any personal or leisure travel scheduled either in the next 10 days. I hope I'm going the right way, because I don't know, y'all. Maybe going the wrong way. I don't think so. I just recall remembering taking one turn to get where I need to be in this DMV. The DMV is still the DMV. I don't care what state you're in. It always looks the same. However, I will tell you, I was very impressed because I was able to make an online appointment for this DMV, and I got there early because I said I'm not quite sure what I need, and I did have what I needed in order to get the state driver's license. I did not have what I needed, and meaning a second piece of identification, i.e. a birth certificate or unexpired passport, in order to get the real ID, which is that elevated ID that is required for international travel. So hence, that's why I'm going back, so I can get something crossed off my list for today. All right, let's see. Is this where I need to be? I think. Y'all, I think. Y'all, I'm going to switch over and I'll be back because I'm not quite sure where I'm going now. I might have lost my way again.